Hello. Hi. 1 second. There's one more that I wanted to add. Sorry. Okay, there you go. How are you? I was gonna, okay, let me say hi to everybody. Okay. All right. Hanako, Grace, hello. Um, Francis, OSP, Robin Carr, Amy, Cindy, Juveline, Robin, Evie, Dawn, Amy, Andy, Big Night, Azarella, Just Me CDV, Rani, Evie, Cindy, Sarah, Alicia, Emily, Ilea. I'm gonna try and get my dog to join me. Okay, 1 second. Angel Star, Aspen, Leah, Emily, Azarella, Evie, Cindy, Amy, Rob, okay, Seda, A. Brown, Robin Carr, Leah Maritz, Borowinkle, Amy, Evie, Lisa, Bonnie Shaver became a member. Welcome to the family, Bonnie Shaver, Reg Pear, Leah, BTS 7 plus 1, Nigma, Lady Pink, PZ 48128, BTS 7 plus 1 plus Pia Sambelden. Pia Sambelben. Is that the name? Pia Sambelben. Leah, Carol, Jolly, Enigma. Okay, I think I've said hi to everybody. Teresa, Iris, Kiko Man, Goldwyn James, Doodle, JJ Alcazar, Carol, Abby Chimmy, Seven Purple Pearls, Lisa Parker, DH Serendipity. I was trying to go to 1 second. Wonder Human, Juliana, Anna, BTS 7 plus 1, Lisa, Curious Harlow, Salmar, Teresa, Audrey, Brisa, Lorne. Oh, there's a lot for this time. Usually it goes up to about like 100 after like 5 minutes. We already have almost 200 in less than 5 minutes. Deb, Raquel, Dodger Girls on Twitch, Lindsay, BTS 7 plus Sage Bird, Bind, hi, Bendy, welcome to the family. Um, Terrin, Kathleen, Scruffle, Mandy, Army on Pandas, Melanie, Seda, Coogie, are gifted membership. Thank you to those that are gifting people membership. Okay. Michelle, Amy Senri from Cali with Love, just the tea, please. Okay. I was trying to go live on um TikTok, but I don't know. It just like because it approved me to go live on TikTok. TikTok approved me. But then it's like get download don't okay. Send a copy of the link to open up your computer and start your professional live journey. Huh? Send or copy the link to open it on your computer and start your professional journey. Okay, so send it to my computer. Things are so complicated. Reminder to click on the like button. Okay, we have a lot to talk about. So I will start. I will just send this to myself and then I will start. I did not know that this is how you do it on TikTok. Paste. Okay. Send. All right. Hi. We don't have TikTok here in Hong Kong. It was banned. Oh, why? Why was it banned? Okay. So, we have a lot to talk about, but mostly I just want to concentrate on BTS today because it's a happy day, right? We're going to start our positive era. You're learning making dinner. Can you make some dinner for me too? Give me some, can you? Okay, so um I'm gonna answer some of your questions. You guys sent me some questions about like ticketing. So I'm going to answer some of that. I'm gonna give you some background. Also, just some stuff that are coming out. Like some producers are already talking about their collaboration with BTS. I guess some of these producers started working well, they worked with BTS when BTS was here in Los Angeles to record some songs. So I'll give you some background on those producers as well, some clues, and also um, we are going to talk about some just things that might happen. Oh, this is all right. I guess I don't know. Okay, so I guess you need to. I'm discovering TikTok. Okay, so we'll just go through some of this stuff, and then I'll open it up for question and answer. And then if there's anything else that you want to ask or discuss, we'll discuss that, and then we'll go to another topic. Okay. First, those that are asking if their postcards are ever going to be sent. What they initially said when they sent that invitation for the postcards is that for those that are outside South Korea, it's going to take some time. So it seems that they are going to be sending postcards to anybody and everybody that they accepted in the sign up outside of South Korea, but it's going to take some time. So just give it some time. Maybe they're going to be sending it. All those that got it in South Korea, it was actually same day delivery. So it was quite I guess, a production for them. So they sent it on this, yeah, same day delivery. And so that I think is also the reason they were very, very particular in keeping everything confidential because they certainly do not want anything spilled before armies themselves got the news. Okay, so just wait for it. Most likely they'll send it. It's just going to be late. I haven't gotten anything that I've ordered. I haven't gotten my copy of the um, Rolling Stone UK edition of, but that's not coming from them, of Jungkook. I haven't even gotten my Are You Sure photo book. I haven't gotten that either. The only reason I was able to watch the extra footage, they have an extra like 90 minutes footage that you can access if you have the photo book. The only reason I was able to see that was someone sent it to me. So, but other than that, I won't be able to see it. So let's see. Let's just wait for it. Also it's coming, Christmas, maybe there's traffic and whatever. Okay, so they also finally released a formal statement which came like 3-4 days after people got the postcards, and they sent some details in here, and that includes the information that there are going to be 14 tracks in the album, and the pre-order is going to open January 16 KST 11 a.m., which I think translates to 6 p.m. uh was it or 3 p.m. EST, something like that. January 15, check your local time. But it's pre-order, so it's not just, you can take your time a little bit. Please do not crash the site again. So, but a lot of people were actually complaining about Like, why did Big Hit not announce it via a press release? And then why did it take them several days before they actually published the statement on Weverse? Um, I I- I'm pretty surprised that armies are not appreciating the effort of Big Hit and BTS to make it personal to armies. I thought that the fandom was always complaining about BTS or Big Hit reaching out to the media first, and now they are paving the way and actually introducing a new type of marketing strategy, something more personal and something geared towards the people that are actually supporting them. We're not appreciating it. I actually appreciate the fact that they sent it to armies first and that the media is actually getting their information from armies. Don't you think that's kind of not, that's it's a revolutionary idea, but I think the goal was just for them to make it more personal. They just really wanted to reach out to armies first because that's their audience. So whenever I see armies like complaining about like just ignore it. I appreciate the fact that they sent it to us first. Of course, they can't send it to everybody, every army around the world all at the same time. But the mere fact that they knew how it was going to work, they send it to a few. Those few will actually be posting it, and then armies are going to be talking about it. I think I super appreciate that enough. And I love that the media is actually getting their information from us, not the other way around. Okay. So I hope everybody understands that. And so why is it taking some time for them to publish everything on Weverse before why not do it at the same time? Again, because the effort is to try and make it personal. That's why they're waiting some time. They're waiting several days before they do any kind of public announcement because they wanted to roll out first. There are some, Christmas, some people were going to be disengaged. They're going to not be online. So they wanted to give armies a chance to hear it from other armies before they hear it from a public announcement. That is the point. Okay. Fake entitled armies. I hope BT. I know. So many of them are popping up. Okay. What's happening with my setup? Okay. All right. So that is the reasoning. I hope people appreciate it. Now, before I lead into this, I just want to speak about because Apple Music is actually sending gift boxes to influencers. I'll talk about this. But this actually started, someone posted this and on X and Facebook, and whoever posted it said something like, "Oh, it's up to you whether you're going to engage with these influencers or not." Okay, so this actually started, that statement of that person who posted started because, as you know, there is this someone claiming to be a creative director in Big Hit for BTS. I don't know if she actually is or not. I don't really care. But she posted something directed towards armies. Becky, this is very much how BTS armies were born. Thank you, Becky. Thank you. It is how BTS was born. Armies were born. So just wanted to, okay, so let me continue with that. So she posted, I'm not going to post a screen cap of what she posted. I also do not want to encourage people to further search for her or harass her or whatever. I don't condone bullying. Okay. So she posted something on her Instagram, I guess, addressing armies, telling armies, "Oh, you're closer than you think. You're doing so well with the clues. We've been working on the creatives for 3 years now, blah, blah, blah." Okay. So she posted that. So she's saying that she's a creative director in Big Hit. All right. So now armies reacted primarily because um, she implied some things that armies didn't like. Number one is that we all know by now, I guess it's very clear, that when they are serving in the military, they are not allowed to work. And they did not work. They followed the law to the letter. They didn't work. No one made music, nothing. Okay. So nothing that will earn them money right there and then or at a later time. They didn't do anything like that. Okay. So that's clear. They followed the law. Now, what she's implying is that the big hit team was creating without BTS. And we know that BTS controls their creative. So the implications weren't good. I understand maybe this team is actually creating, doing some research, you know, and making sure that they have something to pitch to BTS when BTS is ready, when they're all out of the military. I get that. But that is not something that you talk about. The process is not something that you talk about. Um, and I know that because I came from a multinational corporation, a pretty big advertising agency, DDB. And talking about the process of how things are done is something that you do on an official capacity. Official content, official channels. It's not something that you do on your personal time, out of respect to the people that are going to be facing the public, right? Even if you created it, it's not something that you talk to people about. As an example, we worked with Kobe, may he rest in peace, when he was still alive. I have never spoken about his process, what he's done, what he doesn't do, how much control he has, because I respect his name, right? So, and we've worked with so many other celebrities. I don't speak about it. I can make a lot of money writing a book talking about what they did, what they have done, even if it's in like to praise them. I can do that. I don't, to respect their name, to respect what they have done and what they have brought to me because I earn a living because of them. So just like those types of stuff, armies didn't like how it landed on them. And so a lot of people, a lot of armies called her out. Um, and then she posted something else talking about, oh, if this behavior continues, you will miss the point and you're not going to enjoy the things that are going to be rolling out and the things that are going to be brought to you because you'll be full of it. I'm paraphrasing, by the way. So, and then she went private. Okay. So I've always said, I've said this in my shorts in TikTok, and I've said this and this is the last time I'm going to be talking about it. I just wanted to do it here because this is usually the primary way that I communicate my content, that I don't interact when it comes to official content. I will only consume materials that are coming officially from BTS or official channels. That is it. If it's not it's if it's not an official channel, or if you're not one of the seven, I'm not going to hype you up. I'm not going to be paying attention to you. I know that BTS will tell armies directly or through official channels if they want us to know anything. I do not need your validation that I am being listened to, that they know how I feel as an army. I know that because BTS themselves talk about it. Okay. So that's all I will ever do. I will only consume content from official channels and from BTS themselves. I specifically will not consume content that speaks for BTS when it comes to how they do things and the materials that are coming out. Again, those things will be coming only from official channel. That's the only one that I will consume. I don't know if they don't have any kind of NDA. They are supposed to have any kind of NDA. But again, even if they do not, out of respect, you're not supposed to talk about it. This is more than a decade of experience in advertising and marketing. You do not. You only do it on an official capacity. Even if you look back at a lot of marketing and advertising materials have been released. Some of them are really helpful because they talk about the process and whatever. But these people, legends in the industry, they will only talk about the process and not name people. If they name people, they'll be very picky on what they say to respect the people that they worked with. So if you are talking about the process, specifically naming an artist and naming specifically a BTS or BTS, then for me, it's not ethical. That is me. That's me. That's my judgment, my preference. Think about P Dog, Bang Shiyok, Adora. These people have worked with BTS for decades. They were the ones who were with BTS from the bottom all the way until BTS reached the top. They've never spoken about the process of BTS. They would only talk about the process usually after a project is done and on a very limited capacity. You've never heard them say, "Oh, this we did this," or "You're supposed to wait for this, and this is how it means." They never said that. So if these people who have been so close to BTS for the longest time aren't talking, why should anybody else? That's my principle. Okay, but that's my opinion. You're free to do or support whoever you want to support, but that's for me. All right. That's the last time I'm going to be talking about it. Now, for influencers, Apple Music allegedly is sending gift boxes to different influencers, and the intention is to for them to talk about BTS on their channel, listen to BTS, and encourage their own audience to listen to BTS. Okay, and this is pretty common. A lot of music labels actually do this. They would send gift boxes, postcards to, it used to be journalists and then influencers, content creators. So this time they said Apple Music is sending out these boxes to different influencers. And so these influencers are creating content talking about BTS. They said that they were going to listen to BTS and whatever. Okay, so this is one, this is another one. And then so people are asking, should we interact with these influencers? Again, I'm just going to give you my point of view and then you're free to discuss or decide how you want to do it. Okay. Um, the influencers, this is being done to target a new set of audience for BTS. That's why they are sending it to influencers who are not necessarily connected to BTS because they want a new audience. They're trying to market BTS to a new audience. Okay. So the idea is that this influencers have their own audience already. Remember how the algorithm works. More of the same, right? So if, for example, a fashion influencer gets this box and then she listens to BTS and then her audience listens to BTS as well, the algorithm will be pushing BTS to the same type of audience. So algorithm thinks, oh, this type of fashion people, fashion conscious people in the fashion industry, they like BTS. So I'm going to find more fashion people in my area and then I'm going to push more BTS content. That's how the algorithm works, more of the same. So that achieves the goal. If that happens, then they're achieving the goal. Now, if an army interacts with their content, what's going to happen is that the algorithm is going to think, so armies like this type of content. So I'm going to recommend this influencer to more armies. So now they are the ones that are benefiting from the audience of army, from the audience of BTS, which is armies. So it does not achieve the goal. We're doing it the other way around. They are benefiting from BTS when it's supposed to be the reason they are getting all these gift boxes is for BTS to benefit from them. Okay. Now, so however, interacting with these creators may encourage them to create more stuff using BTS music or about BTS because they may think, whenever I create something about BTS, I get more clicks. I'm going to create more BTS content. And then maybe that's going to spread to other people and it's going to introduce BTS to other people. So that could happen as well. So she, so you can decide which way you want to go. Do you want to take the long route and give these creators a push to encourage them further to create more BTS content? Or do you want to step back and allow the algorithm to introduce BTS music to more of their audience? Two ways it can go. It's all up to you. Okay. Personally, I prefer to let the algorithm work. I will just leave it be and let the algorithm find new audiences that will enjoy BTS music. These creators, why? Because these creators were tapped to market BTS, not to be marketed by armies. So they are getting all of these gift boxes and they're not cheap. They're getting the earphones. They were tapped so that they will market BTS to for them to introduce BTS to their audience, which is a new audience. Okay. So I'm just going to step back and let them do their thing and introduce BTS to an entirely different audience. Personally, I'm already busy with BTS content, doing what I can to help other armies. Then I simply will not interact with them. If comes a time, any of these creators actually ended up being a real fan of BTS, respectful, creating quality content, and really helping in spreading BTS to a new audience, then I might interact, but not now. For now, I'm just going to step back and let the algorithm work its magic. Apple Music has already handpicked these influencers. I'm just going to see. I do not agree with their strategy. If had I been the decision maker in this, I wouldn't do it this way. But okay, better something than nothing, right? At least they're doing something to introduce BTS to a new audience. Okay, so I'm just going to let it be and then let the algorithm work its magic. Do you have questions? You don't follow influencers. I'm confused. What is Apple Music stake in BTS? Well, there are a lot of possibilities. Maybe Hybe America has a deal with Apple Music for them to market BTS. If like any other platform, Apple Music wants a new audience. So if they get these people, the audience of these influencers, to get into Apple Music to listen to BTS, then they win. So there's probably a deal there. Okay. Um, let's see if you have questions. I'm looking for questions. Okay, 1 second. This reminds me of the BWL era and all the songwriters who came out of the woodwork to claim they wrote all BTS songs. The crazy thing is the only people that maybe have a little bit of right to say anything is P Dog and PD Bang, and they never speak like that. Someone claimed that P Dog left the company label years ago. I was so confused. No, I think he came back. P Dog just I think a year or 18 months ago, maybe less. They wrote. I think it was Rolling Stone, maybe Enemy, who wrote an article about the different producers of Big Hit, sorry, of Hybe, and P Dog was one of them. And he specifically said that he when he leaves Big Hit is when he quits music. That's what he said, and that's not that could change, but as far as late as a year ago, that's what he said. So that article features different producers of of Hybe, and I guess they were discussing how Hybe incubates different producers, and then once you're good enough, then you get assigned to become the main producer of a group. So, for example, Slow Rabbit is the main producer of Cordis, and he started with BTS. Slow Rabbit, there were several more. So that usually what happened. So P Dog restayed with BTS, but then the others, they had other producers like as I've said, Slow Rabbit. So they incubated them, and then when they're good enough, they get assigned to other groups. That's how it works in Hype, and that was the purpose of that article. But eight, I'll say 12, 18 months ago, he was still very much with BTS with Big Hit. Um, it's almost like HIPAA rules for entertainers. Influencers would eat their cat if it meant more attention to their channel. Bunch of bottom feeders. Whatever angle you look from, it wasn't her place to say anything. I agree. The more I think about, because I was thinking about it last night, I was still like, you know, I definitely want to give grace. As I've said, I do not ever condone um, bullying and harassment. So please leave her alone. Just don't interact. Don't harass her. Please don't. Um, but I just this is not if I have a marketing agency, if I have a branding agency, this is not the person I'm going to be hiring because you don't. For me, if you're professional enough, you don't even need to sign an NDA. you simply do not talk about somebody else's work, even if you're the part of it, even if you're the head of the team. In fact, branding managers, marketing managers, all of those people, advertising, you're a kingmaker. You're not a king. You're there to create kings, and then you push them to be worshipped by the world, but you're not supposed to be in the front talking to people about how you created this king. That's just not how it works. Any marketing person worth their salt will tell you that. Again, there are a lot of marketing and branding legends who wrote books about how they created this and how they created that, but they stick to the strategy. They usually do it after near retirement, and they will never ever claim to create something alone, or that they create something without the group, or the artist, or the persona. So the mere fact that she decided to do that, it just left a bad taste in it just left a bad taste. So but please don't harass her. Just leave her be. Okay, I influence my dog. Where's my gift box? Apple is championing BTS. I've answered that. Tell them to get to the back of the line if they're going to go to a concert. Thanks. I also looked him up. Besides being credited, for example, for Jin's album, he was part of Eyelet's Almond Chocolate. Okay, so who is actually pushing the narrative? BTS or Apple? This is an Apple effort. This is an Apple effort. It is most likely in partnership with Hybe America, part of a marketing effort. Um, but this is an Apple led initiative. Again, if this is a partnership with Hybe America, most probably a partnership with Hybe America, but it is Apple Music. It is their name in the boxes sending to influencers. P Dog was also talked about in the interview with the Hybe's producers in Rolling Stone last summer. It might be the article that I was talking about. Why exactly is Apple Music pushing for? Okay, so I've answered that already. Hybe has been pushing for their producer to work outside talent. I think I read about that somewhere. Okay. Any other question? I'm looking for questions, but it isn't a fake support from the influencer doing it for what they get out of it. That is why I said if had it been my decision, I wouldn't do it this way. But it's better than nothing, right? I still think any kind of effort to reach out to the general public to introduce BTS to a new audience is still worth it. So I'll take it basically. But had it been me, I wouldn't have done it this way. Um, Influencers have influence over their audience. It might not be us, but they do have influence over their audience. So if they can get two or three or five or 10, and if those 10 recruits or five, if those five people recruit one more or two more, then that's how it spreads. If Apple is pushing these projects, is it with Hybe approval? Most likely, probably. Okay, tickets are going to get harder. All right, let me look for questions before I move on. I'll be curious how you would approach pitching BTS to a new audience, if not the way Apple Music is doing it via influencers. Do you want me to make an so she said, I'd be curious how you would approach pitching BTS to a new audience, if not the way Apple Music is doing it via influencers. You want me to make a video? Yeah, Supreme Boy. Supreme Boy is now with Cordis. He's the head producer of Cordis. El Capitan. He's most likely going to be assigned to a new group as well. Um, was she confirmed? Maybe she was a cloud chaser. It was not confirmed. Some of the armies, right? So they have like all this screen caps of her posts before she went private. She's probably gonna get doxxed at, armies. I do not agree with that. Again, never ever will I ever endorse or encourage people to bully anybody. Just leave her alone. Leave her alone. Please. I beg you, just leave her alone. But a lot of armies did not take it lightly. A lot of them were really, really mad. So some of them said that she posted a lot of the reasons some were convinced that she is legit is that she posted some behind BTS of other shoots in Big Hit or Hybe. So they have like commercial shoots and MV shoots, and she was posting some pictures or whatever. Some people are saying, yeah, well, you can get it other ways and whatever. So I don't know if she was ever confirmed. As far as I'm concerned, she doesn't matter. So I'm not really interested in knowing. Unless she starts appearing in any kind of official content, then I will pay attention to what she's saying, but it has to be official content. Well, they said they want to concentrate on short form, younger audience influencers. They did not say that they want to concentrate. They said that it's one of the things that they need to look into because short form is kind of where people are. I'm surprised how can some army know how who she is, her account. So there was one, it spread on X first because there was one account on X who had, a good amount of followers who posted who screen capped her post on IG and put it on X. So Army. So they were like, so who is this person? So people went to IG, checked out her profile, screen capped everything, and all it took was one, two, three fans who said, "Wait a minute, your messaging is not right." That's how it spread. Did anyone see the clip of Grinch loving on Jimin? I saw the clip. Yes. Okay. Let's look at questions. Yes, please make a pitch for us. Okay. Um, okay, I'll do a video. I don't like short form content. I'm so glad I'm not an X. Okay. So Fairlane, please make a video how you would do differently from Apple. Okay. You can be an influencer. Okay. So I'll do that. And I'll also be giving you some tips today on how you directly can actually also help. She changed the bio twice and then deleted the bio completely. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. But please, please just leave her alone. Don't harass her, whatever. Some people are you do understand that people need to make a living, right? And some people do it different ways. But at the end of the day, we all need to make a living. So if she was really a creative director or a staff member in Big Hit, maybe she was just trying to put her content out there so that she gets better opportunity, she gets a raise, or I don't know what she's trying to do. But you need to also give her the benefit of the doubt. She's trying to earn a living. So let's not make it harder for her. Let's just hope that that's something that she will learn from. Maybe then moving forward, she would know that once you work in the branding and marketing world, what you do is that you just keep your head down, you work and you push people, you do everything that you can to make the brand popular and good. Hopefully, that's what she learned. Okay, maybe Fairyland can organize us to do a promotion for BTS. Okay. Um, all right. Next, is it only Apple that's pitching to influencers? For now, the only ones that they have screen capped are coming from Apple. Maybe some others will do it. Maybe Spotify will do it eventually. We don't know. So the question is, how can you help directly? Like you, within your capacity, how can you help? P2P, person to person, is still the best type of marketing. Still the best type of marketing. AEC, thank you. Thank you. Zhang Chup Choden. Zhang Chup Koden? Zhang Chup. Or is it let me know how to call you. You're welcome and thank you as well. Okay, so P2P is still the best type of marketing. If you get someone recommending something to you in person, like if I recommend something to a friend, that is priceless and that is the best kind of marketing we can ever hope for. So there is a lot that you can do, and you recommending their music to anybody that you know, anybody that you can come across with, that is priceless. People would do brands will pay hundreds if it is a person to person marketing. We would pay hundreds per person, thousands depending on the product that we are selling. So that is the best way you can help. Do a P2P recommendation. Start offline. Just send songs to your friends, to your families, and to acquaintances. The best way to do it is to be gentle about it. Soft sell rather than hard sell. You can do a hard sell as well. So if you have a group of friends that are just like, or someone that you know that's looking for a song or whatever, you can just go say, "Hey, I have this track. If you want to listen to it, it's really good." Send them the song. That's a hard sell, I guess. But if you are just trying to market, soft selling is the best. Meaning you can create videos using the BTS song as a bed, as a music bed, and at some point someone's going to like it, ask you who the singer is, then you give them the profile of BTS. That's the best way to help BTS. P2P, priceless. We would kill to do this. That is why I'm sure that you've been to Costco or any kind of grocery. They're still sampling, right? They're still sampling. So because what you want is to get the product on the hands of the customers. And here the product is the music and you want it to get into their devices because that's how they listen. So that's what you want, to get the song in their device. So if you send a link with a song or song, the link directly to the song, that's getting the product on the device of the customer. That's equivalent to somebody in a grocery sampling something good. Someone says, "Oh, this is good. I'm going to buy one." P2P, person to person is still the best. Okay. So do it gently. Don't be pushy. Wait for the right time. Um, Eventually, you'll know the perfect moment to introduce their music. Okay, I'm a walking billboard. I wear BTS merch, have BTS tattoos, and I even have custom made car seats from my car. When people ask me questions, I tell them all about BTS. The best. Okay, so P2P is still the best. All right. Next, I would love to find out how to get some of general license to do a DJ type show where I break down new songs I like and why and what I like about them. A DJ type show. Ah, okay, okay, okay. Okay. It's all part of what I'm going to I'll do a video and it's all part. You'll be shocked at the different ways. Okay. You'll be shocked at the different ways there are different facilities available to market different things including BTS. Different things including the music of BTS. You can create content not necessarily about BTS, but using BTS songs, right? So you create some pictures of your dog or whatever, use a BTS song. Now, you're probably going to get demonetized. If you are monetized, you're not going to get demonetized because BTS is going to claim copyright. But it doesn't matter. If your goal is to promote them, then it shouldn't matter, right? So if you create a video about your dog, about your day, about your holidays, and then you use the song of BTS, at some point, someone's going to say that's a great song, what it is, then you introduce BTS. Okay. I took my neighbor to Hot's movie and she added some of his songs to her workout playlist. There you go. There you go. If you are going to the gym, you can suggest to your instructor, can you play this? Or you can suggest to the gym, play this. That's a good one. Okay. So create content, not necessarily about BTS, but use BTS songs. If she was legit, someone should have warned her the armies have been approached by too many fakes. We don't trust anyone not on an official channel. Anyone not on an official channel. Well, that's what armies are saying. They said that if you are legit, then you would have known. Number one, you would have known what to expect if you post something like that in your personal account and not in your in not and not in an official account. You should have known that if you actually work for BTS. And second is that you should there is an NDA. Why would you say that? When there is an NDA, although she might have worded it very, very safely, we don't know. But for me, it doesn't really matter whether she's legit or not. I'm still not going to listen to anybody unless it's from officially from the seven or through official channels. Okay, then support content creators who have consistently created respectful and substantial content about BTS during the last 3 years. So many of them tapped out. They stopped creating content altogether because they can't think of a topic, nothing trendy or whatever. If they weren't there for the bad times, why be there for the good times? So look for be specific, like if there's content creator being recommended by the algorithm, check them out, look at their profile, look at their videos and anything that they've created. If they haven't said anything about BTS in the last 3 years, why support them now? Now it could be that they just discovered BTS. That's also a possibility. So look at the quality of the content. If they're just like anybody else gushing about BTS, not really adding substance, think about it. One advantage is that they might introduce BTS to their audience, or they might just capture BTS armies and become their subscriber. So weigh it out. Where do you want to go? Okay, next. Be picky. Not all traditional media content is good. Many traditional media outlets are dying. They are the ones who need interaction. Okay. So that New York Times article, I remember someone mentioning that here in the last live stream, and I said I couldn't contribute to the conversation because I personally chose not to read it because I saw who the writer was, and I was like, no, I'm not going to support you anymore after everything that you've done to BTS and said about BTS. And so I said, but I did not stop you guys. Remember, because I always say, it's all up to you. I'm just going to give you my opinion or any facts that I can get my hands on, and then leave it up to you. So allegedly, I still have not read the article. No one has sent me a screen cap of the article, so I don't know what this guy said. But allegedly, it is framing BTS. Well, it's actually not about BTS, it's about new jeans and whatever. So be careful of those things before many of them would praise BTS first and then lead into a new messaging altogether. So that specific guy, I've stopped consuming any of his content because of what he has done. That writer from Rolling Stone who's just did wrote misinformation about Jungkook and Jimin and V and the rest of BTS when she ranked the individual songs of BTS. I also stopped consuming any of her content. um, I'm not going to encourage you to do the same. I'm just telling you that's how I work. Like I will just take note of your name and I'm just not going to support your work. I'm not going to blast you. Again, I understand that you need to make a living. I respect that. If you have children, if you're feeding your children, paying your bills, I will not be in the way of you and your meal. I will never do that. But I will also not support you. That's just how I do it. So this guy from New York Times allegedly, I've not read the article. That's how he framed it. Like this other group is a victim and using BTS to get likes and whatever. So just be very, very picky. One of the ways you can do it, if you're not sure, is to ask another content creator or an influencer or someone that could give you a screen cap of the article, and then just read it first. Um, or ask a content creator to check the article first before you recommend it, before you hype it. Uh, that is, content creators are always willing to talk about something new, right? They're always looking for new topics. So if you give them something to talk about, they will talk about it. Next is to respect the name of BTS. So please don't mention other groups when you're talking about BTS. Other artists with the name of so don't mention anybody in relation to BTS unless they are collaborators. So for example, Ryan Tedder is talking about he's giving hints about what he worked with about a song that he worked with BTS. Or at least everyone thinks it is a hint. That's fine. Number one, he's Ryan Tedder. He does not need anybody. He does not need any kind of um, PR anymore. He's made. But also, he's not talking about the process. He's just talking about, hey, there's some material coming out. So that's worth being excited about, right? So only attach BTS name to good things and to probably collaborators. If you're going to be mentioning the collaborators, mention them within the context of BTS. Don't mention other things about them. Okay. Next example would be an example of how powerful the name of BTS is that someone actually entered the brand reputation ranking top 5 for the first time in this person's career. This person entered the top 5 after the name got constantly mentioned alongside a member of BTS. This person has been in the industry for, I don't know, 5 years, for the first time entered the top 5 because consistently for a month, the name was being mentioned alongside a BTS member. That's how powerful the name of BTS is. So don't mention their name alongside anybody else unless it's a collaborator, unless it's for their charity, BTS themselves, good things. But if you're just going to attach the name to something that is lesser value or scandalous, don't. We have way too many things to do. There's so many things we can talk about. Let's forget about this people. Okay. Now it's going to be very, very hard. So yeah, mention BTS name alongside good things only and good people. All right. Questions. Fairly and so true. That person. Do not mention the okay. Don't mention the gender. That person benefited from the rumors. I'm pretty sure that if someone wrote a song or did some work for them, they wouldn't have to mention it. Someone who needs to know would find that information themselves if they needed to. Coattails, yeah. Jurisdiction. Um, oh, I'm looking for questions. I hated how that article framed BTS comeback. What did you mean BTS is a band-aid? I did not consume it at all. I read the byline. I was like, nope. No, thank you. And also that publication is kind of known for, a lot of traditional media, they're on their way down. They actually are the ones who need help. Um, people don't trust them anymore. They've become they don't uphold editorial standard anymore. So yeah, I think we're just leading into a new era of journalism. I think all this all this traditional media publications, they're not as credible as they used to be. They're not as important anymore. They're only important within their circle. But to the public, they're not important anymore. So, and specifically that newspaper. So, when I saw the byline, I was like, nah, I'll pass. There's so much more for me to do. Okay. So in summary, BTS lockdown. Yeah, MTV also just died. Yeah, they shut down their 24-hour. I wish we could revive radio. Now we know why their company did not respond, so benefited from it. Yeah. Um I keep on saying that, and I will say I've reminded everybody about it that all these people that are spreading false rumors, they know it is false. They know that. They know, they don't care. They don't care. And the more they get interaction from armies, the more they'll do it. Even if they know they are wrong. It doesn't matter to them. You prove them wrong, it is okay. They'll still say it, even if it is so blatantly false. And they know that. So, okay. Next, people just drop BTS name even if the article isn't about them. It's a new journalism era where money driven approach and not interested in fact check. Do they really believe they are being good journalists? Honestly, good on you. I got irritated as I listened to Hi Boy read it, but did not need to be mentioned in that article. Okay. Yeah, I just passed. So those two names, when I see that, I'm like, nope, thank you. I'm good. I don't have cable. Yes, MTV shut down 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Yeah. Okay, so Ryan Tedder seems to have worked with BTS. We know that he already and people know that because he actually responded to the post of Geffen. Um he only worked with Jimin for Be Mine. And he was like, he said that this is his best K-pop song so far. And but past he is pretty well established. Of all the songs that he has written, my favorite is Halo. He also so that is he gave that song to Beyonce. So he said that he when he sent the song Halo to Beyonce, he did not hear a peep for like a year or something. I don't know. But like he did not hear for a really long time until he only heard that it was going to be included in the album like 5 days before or something, or a week before. And then when he did another song with Miley and Beyonce, Two Most Wanted. I did not know it was coming out until 5 days before it came out. And he said that's just how Beyonce operates, that's just like how he works. But he's pretty talented. Halo is one of my favorite songs ever. Um, okay. And then people know that he, or at least they got a clue that he worked with BTS for this album because he posted or he responded to the post of Geffen about the comeback of BTS. So he said LFG. So I don't know if you guys know what it means. I've searched and there's only one popular meaning to that. It's an acronym and there's only one popular meaning to it. You can put other meanings to it, but the popular one is let's freaking go. Although the F is something, it is not freaking. So, um, thank you for addressing this matter. Being able to talk about it here clears our head of the BS. Thank you as well. What is LFG? So let's freaking go. But but replace the freak with the other F. The other F word. So let's just say let's freaking go. So that's usually what it means. But let's see if maybe he means it, he put a different meaning to it. Let's see. Let's see. Ryan Tedder has a show with other producers called Songland. It was a really good show. He is very talented. He's very talented, but as I always say, be careful who you give your attention to, right? But he, in that song, in that series, he actually went through his process on how he produces songs. So it's, if you just want to learn, if you're just interested in like how these producers work, head on over because it's pretty good. He provided like a lot of valuable information there, at least about his process. Okay. And then so okay, so it is March 20. He hyped it. Geffen and Interscope posted it and he hyped it. Now, another producer that worked with them is John Bellion and Max Martin. So, John is the one who wrote Seven, Standing Next to You, and Who. Okay. So, um, the story was, it was actually John who talked about it, and he said that he was in the studio with BTS, I think, or some other producers, and then there was just this one part in a song that he got stuck with. He like he did not know what else to do, but it wasn't working. And Max Martin was actually in the hallway, entered the studio, listened to the song, and in like 5 minutes fixed it for them, which was, and he was so shocked because Max Martin is way older than he is, and and he has been stuck with it for like several days and he did not know what to do, and Max solved it in like 5 minutes or less. So that was his story. And John worked with, as I've said, Seven, Standing Next to You, and Who. So if you watch the documentary of Who, he was prominent there, not so prominent in Jungkook's video, but he was very prominent in Who. Okay. So and then Max Martin, these are some of the songs that he has written. Baby One More Time. I can probably stop there and you would know how good he is. Like in pop, he's really pretty, he's really, really good. And then The Fate of Ophelia, and what is that song? It's Gonna Be Me. Is that the title of the song? But it's an NSYNC song. He wrote that as well. So he's a hit maker, basically. He knows how to write a hit. Um, but he's been in the industry for quite a while now. So let's hope it's something good. I'm pretty excited. These are good producers. They know their stuff. Um, but we're gonna have to wait, I guess. Let's see. But I am excited for them to work with three great producers. I mean, for John, he kind of has a grasp of what will work for BTS, right? Because he's worked on Seven and Standing Next to You and Who. So I would assume that he kind of has a good grasp of what at least Jungkook and Jimin can do. So let's see what he made for BTS. Um, I heard Max Martin is working nowadays with Madonna's future album. Just rumors. Maybe. I know that Ryan Tedder is not working with Geffen. So you know that Geffen is creating with Big Hit, with Hype America. They're creating a new boy group. So Ryan is heading that. He is the head of that project. So let's see. If I mean he Geffen and Hype America has a pretty good foundation with Cat's Eye. So, but also that was headed by Song Sunduk as well. So he's the creative director of Cat's Eye. And so let's hope that they work their magic and make something work as well for a new boy band. Do you think there are English songs on this album? There might be at least one. That's my guess. At least one, or at least at the very least, they're going to create an English version of at least one song, like Crazy. How they did with Like Crazy. There's a Korean version and an English version. Okay, 14 songs, fantastic. The producers who worked with J Hope on his three singles seemed to get him perfectly for all three facets Hobie wanted to present. Maybe they have worked with them as well. Charlie Puth seems to have worked with them, but he hasn't said anything. Okay, I hope he didn't do Cat's Eye Internet Girl. Why, you didn't like the song? You didn't like that song? I love that song. Not love. I like that song. Okay, do you have questions before we go into ticketing? Jimin and P Dog worked well with him and seemed to be impressed. Um, how fast you wrote the songs compared him with RM. Yeah, and I think he was able to translate Jimin's vision. I think that's what's important, right? His ability to translate the vision of what BTS wants into melodies and beats and lyrics. So, and then if you combine him in, if you put him in the same, and if you actually make like a writing session, and I would guess it's going to be good. So, but yes, just being able to having that experience with BTS, you I would think that he knows. And also I think the success that he experienced with Who, Seven, and Standing Next to You would give him a good idea. Number one, would give him a good idea on what BTS can do. Second is that I'm gonna guess that it's going to fire him up, right? It's going to make him want to work better because he knows that I mean, let's admit it, it's going to be a guaranteed hit. Whatever guaranteed hit. No matter what BTS puts out, it's going to be a guaranteed hit. So, um, yeah. Sleep D's did great with JK and My Time. Yeah, yeah. Who wrote Jimin's song Alone and Be Mine? I hope they worked with them again. Be Mine was Jimin, it was co-written and co-produced by Jimin with Ryan Tedder. So he said that he actually gave an interview on that, and he said that it was pretty quick. Like I think Jimin wrote it in like a day, and he said that's why he was so surprised when he was initially told that it was going to be the second single. It didn't become the second single, but he was initially told it was going to be the second single, but he was really surprised how well it did, considering he and Jimin worked so fast on it. He said they worked on it in less than a day, according to him. I'm still waiting for the Anderson Pack and Yoongi collab. Hi, Fairy Lane show. I finally was able to catch you live. Hi. 5 a.m. Oh my gosh. Are you going to work out or something? Okay. Do you have any questions before I go into ticketing? I will show you some stuff. Wait. Where is that? Oh, there you go. Uh, you do not like Internet Girl. Why? Why not? Okay. Wonder if by working with non-Korean producers, if they have more English songs or if RM's language abilities to translate into Korean. Be Mine did well, and all it had was a visualizer. Hi, Miriam. Tickets and lockdown. Okay, so um, what? Okay, there you go. So just to give you an idea, for the tour, so they said that it's going to be announced at a later date. um I'm very excited but also terrified. So they said that I'll show this to you. Just to give you an idea on past tours that they had. They would usually do the kickoff just like any other Korean group. They would usually do the kickoff in Korea. And then they would proceed to the US. So this is in their big hit blog. So if you go here, you'll find all the different tours that they had. So they usually go Seoul first, and then they go to North America. So this one is LA, excuse me. And this was Love Yourself tour. As you know, they didn't do arenas, they didn't do stadiums. My dog wants to say hi. Now you want to say hi? Come here. I've been asking you to come. Stop me. Now you want to say hi? Come on. Come on. Good boy. You say hi. Show everybody your face. There you go. Wait. I'm going to show everybody. Hello. You say hi. You say hi. You say hi to everybody. You smell so good. You smell good, baby. Yeah, I was trying to get him, but he wouldn't. Now he's like, and then he just appeared and he was like, I'm ready to show my face to everybody. Okay, so this is usually how they do it. Let's go back to this. Where is that? Okay, wait, let me share it again. It was acting up. Okay, media, screen. Okay. Do you see that? All right. You have never heard Debak bark? He rarely barks. He does when he hears when he smells someone he's not familiar with, he will. And I usually don't stop him, even if it's just a mailman or whatever, because that's a security thing. So I just let him bark. That he will, or when he's trying to get my attention, like when he is, what the hell is that? Oh, okay. When he is like when he wants to wake me up when I'm asleep and he wants to, he will bark, but he will pretend that he's barking at something. He barks at squirrels, definitely. And when he doesn't like the person that's coming towards us, either when, like for example, when we're walking, we were going to there's somebody else and he doesn't like that person, he's gonna bark at that person, and I usually trust him with it. So if he barks at someone, I usually just go to the other side. I avoid that person. I trust his instinct. I told you once that he saved my life, right? So I was standing on the corner. He's 5.5. He's gonna turn 6 this June. So I was standing in the corner, and he was not leashed. So he's usually good at walking beside me. He's actually better without a leash. But that time I was surprised that he was not beside me. So I looked back and I saw him about 2 houses away from me. So I was like, come here. And he wouldn't come. And he's usually very good at coming to me. I don't even have to, if I clap once, he would come to me. But that time he did not. And then, so I was like so upset. I went to him to scold him. And then a car crashed exactly where I was. 2 cars. They crashed exactly. I wouldn't have survived that crash. And I was just so shocked. So obviously I did not scold him. So, but I trust his instinct. If he doesn't feel good about something or about a person, then I trust his instinct. Okay. Now, next, do BTS provide promo tickets to people in the industry? To some reporters, they do. So, for example, people that they want to review, like, Rolling Stone. And yes, they don't usually do that for influencers. I've never heard them do that. They don't usually have promos. There are some publications that would buy a lot of tickets and then give it out as a giveaway, but it was never like them giving it away. They've never done that. Did Hobie and Jin start their US tour in the East Coast or the West Coast? East Coast. So I'll show it to you. Okay, let's go to the concerts. So this is Love Yourself. They started in LA, and then all the way, and then traveled all the way to the East, and then back to the center, and then went to, because Chicago was the last. Um, I guess they did too. So they did Newark and then Chicago and then New York and then London, Amsterdam, Berlin, Paris, Tokyo, and then they went to Asia. Okay, so that's for Love Yourself. If you do Speak Yourself, they also started west and then moved east and then Latin America and then Europe. So that's kind of their stuff, their thing. Okay, so that's your Love Yourself tour. Hope on the Stage. This is Hope on the Stage. Give me a second because okay, it's reading that. Okay, now for Hope on the Stage, he went Seoul 3 days and then went east. Okay, and then moved um to Latin America, Mexico, Oakland, LA, and then went to Asia. That's for Hope on the Stage. For Run Sok Jin, he went, of course, Korea, and then Osaka, and then west, and then went east. Okay. For D Day, for D Day, they went UBS Arena. So they went east. He went east, and then go west, and then Asia. So they seem to be doing US first. For Wings Tour, before they go to Asia. That might change. I don't know. So then so they go so for Wings they went east and then west and then Asia. I guess the consistent one is that they would always do US first before they go Asia. That has been consistent across all, but some of them would start east and then go west, and some of them would start west, go east. I think it all depends on the availability of the venue. That's probably Hanako. Depak is saying that she's saying hi to you. I think North America and Europe, it would always be during spring or summertime just to be safe. Can they do spring? I hate the summer. The issue is that the World Cup starts June and will cover most of MX Stadium and some in US. Mexico Stadium. Oh, I had not made that connection yet about the World Cup games and BTS concert dates. It depends on what venues are available and when. Yeah, I guess it all depends on the venue. I did hear, although I'm not sure, I did hear, although my source is correct one now. Of all those things that he spelled, he's gotten one correct. So let's see if there's another one. But I heard that they are going to be spending more time on certain spots, like because as you can see, it's usually like 2 days in one spot in one venue. But I heard that there's going to be some venues where there will be 4 days. Now they might announce it they might announce the two first, and then do another two, or maybe one, and then whatever. But I heard that there are some venues that will get more than two. Okay. That's what I'm hearing is spring or summer. Yeah, World Cup 2026. Pray the weather cooperate. Um, so my source is correct in one. He did say that the kickoff is going to involve some sort of government something, cooperation or whatever. And it seems that it is going to happen. So let's see. I checked Atlanta for FIFA and the hotels are already full, very expensive. Ooh, okay. So that's like the trend for BTS. They would always do US first. Um I mean, I don't like the summer, but it's not like I can control the scheduling. So I'm hoping for multiple Canadian cities shows, Montreal, Toronto, Victoria. There are rumors about 4 shows in Wembley. That's also one of the things that my source told me. As I've said, more than one there are certain venues that will have more than 2 shows. Um Allegiant is another. Let's see. What month is FIFA? Anybody who can answer that question. If they come to Toronto, they'll be playing at the Rogers Center. Do tickets go on sale the time the tour dates come out? No. So it's usually 2 to 3 weeks after. So, okay, let's go back. Just to give you an idea, Mott's tour also was going to go to the US first and then Asia. So it seems to be like the thing. Um, it could also be because they're kind of going back to South Korea. So maybe it's like a full circle or something, maybe. Philippines Police Hobie was here. Philippine Army's bracing for BTS. Do we have a venue that can house like 80,000 is a question. Do we have a venue like that? Okay. Um, so usually 2 to 3 weeks from the album drop is when the tickets are going to be available. So it could be longer this time. They kind of have a longer leeway here. Let's just remember. So I keep on reminding armies that the reason for this delay in announcement is whatever is that there's a lot more coordination with this tour because it's so big. And I guess my source was right that there is some sort of a government cooperation or some stuff that they will be doing in cooperation with the government for tourism more than anything for tourism. So Um, so so they might break some of their usual, like the usual way they do things. But usually, historically, it's usually 2 to 3 weeks after the album drop. Philippine Arena can house 80. Isn't it like 60 maximum? Right? Isn't it 60 maximum? Okay, so possibilities is that they might promote in South Korea for 2 to 3 weeks first, but most likely it will be a different type of promotion. I They might go to music shows just because for nostalgia's purposes. The last time they did a music show, what was it? Mnet, I think. So Mnet actually held their show in a different venue to accommodate BTS fans. So I guess some sort of like a nostalgia, just to sort of make K armies feel that even though they are global, Korea is still home. So they might do like 1 week of promotions, like music shows, but it's a different type. Like it's going to be a different type. They might do 2 to 3 weeks before they actually start their tour formally. And then, so whatever promotion they do, there are some venues that people in Korea are already talking about. So they might do something with the National Museum of Korea primarily because they're working with the National Museum of Korea. If you would remember, they actually HYBE actually signed a partnership with them. So they might do something there. This is where they did their YouTube graduation special when they participated in the graduation special of YouTube during the pandemic. This is where they held their performance. Okay. Stadium capacity is different for concert setups. It is different for concert setups. Okay. They might do another one with the Gyeongbokgung Palace, primarily because this is really the main palace in South Korea. So they might do a special there. I don't think they're going to accommodate people like the crowd. Probably. I mean, South Koreans are pretty like South Korean armies, K armies are pretty disciplined when it comes to like going to a place, they clean it up, they observe rules, and especially because they know the significance of the palace, they might respect it. The Changdokgong Palace is another one. So it's a smaller one, but they might do a special there. So I'm just going through some of the venues that they might hold a concert in. Okay. So my source actually gave me like two specific places, but I just lumped it in here because I can't say what it is specifically. I'm gonna get into trouble. So Doksugung Palace is another one. Um, I think this is like it was involved in a Sheila dynasty kind of thing. I can't quite remember. Gyeohigong Palace, another beautiful place. Okay. And then Changyogong Palace. So they have a lot of palaces in South Korea, and different types of emperors lived in different palaces. What is it, baby? Okay. So those are some of the places they might do something in: music video, a performance, who knows. Another one is Jeju Island, and this Jeju actually played a huge part in their history, primarily because wait, it's not turning. Okay, Jeju is tied to exile, resistance, and survival in grief. So this is where an uprising happened in Jeju Island. So it's home of Henyo, or female free divers. So it's actually there's an area in Jeju that is cultural. It's a UNESCO cultural heritage, so they're not supposed to touch it. Although they said that Jeju has a heavy emotional history, so doing something there as a backdrop of their music video or any kind of performance requires some sort of an extra care because of the history of the place. It's very heavy for them. So a lot of like torture happened there, exiles and stuff, but who knows? The Andong Ha He sorry, Andong Ha He Folk Village is also another place they might do something in because of the traditional houses. It used to be the center of Confucian philosophy in Korea. It is the birthplace of Ha-he, mask dance, satire, and class critic and social truth. It's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Okay. Nigma Price said, I remember you saying Fairlane that Hybe is working with the government agencies. Do you think that the new comeback installation in Seoul in a cultural center is part of that collaboration? Yes, it is part of that collaboration. And there's going to be several more installations, I think. Okay, so yes, it's part of it. Okay, and then they are most likely going to do their first concert in Seoul Olympics simply because it is the biggest venue that they have. They don't have anything bigger, although it's not big enough because it can only hold like 60,000. So that is maximum. So if they want to maximize the place, then that's still not enough. I think people they need like a bigger venue. And South Korea recognizes that. Remember in the last like several months they were talking about them, BTS outgrowing South Korea, and they were supposed to have like a different stadium. They had a budget for it, but someone corrupted it. They put it in their pockets or whatever. It was supposed to be in Ilsan, I think. That didn't happen. And now they're scrambling to actually get it done. But the concert is right around the corner. So maybe they'll do some sort of a showcase program at a historical venue, probably, or maybe a music video or a special version of the music video. Who knows? Okay. So, and then this is a beautiful place, by the way. We walked this, the Wasong Fortress. It's also a UNESCO site. It's actually just a defensive wall that they installed before, but the wall is so big that you can actually walk on the wall. And then there are different, I don't know what to call it, like the defensive lines, the defensive like structure, the one that you're seeing on your screen right now. They converted it into like a sitting area. You can have coffee there, whatever. So, but it's long. It's long, and then there are like businesses inside, like establishments, coffee shops, restaurants, and stuff inside. We went there. It was the summer. You know how sick I got, but I forced myself to to actually go around. But it was so hot. But yeah, so that's another place that they can actually have a concert in. or do some sort of activities. It was built during the 18th century by King Jongjo, and revolutionary for combining Eastern and Western military engineering. So, isn't Monhak Stadium bigger than the Olympic Stadium? I do not think so. I don't think so. I think it's smaller, or maybe same size, but because Olympic Stadium is newer. It is so awesome to hear that 60,000 is not big enough for BTS concert. 2013 BTS would not believe it. Oh, if you tell 2013 BTS that they are going to be doing all of these things, that they're going to be doing performing at the Wembley, several days, and they're probably gonna laugh at your face. Okay, so 2 to 3 weeks after the album drop, that's usually when the ticketing happens. So some questions that was sent to me, I will answer. Usually, an announcement will be sent to the members. If you are a member of Weavers, paying members of Weavers, they're going to send you an email or a notification where you can register, notification on Weavers. And then they'll give you a link and they'll tell you register if you're interested in being in getting tickets for during the membership phase. So they will always do the pre-sale for members only, right? So they're going to tell you if you're interested in getting the tickets, then you have to sign up. So you'll sign up and then you're going to wait for a confirmation. Now, it has already happened. Some armies, after signing up, because that's going to be connected to Ticketmaster. We don't know if they're going to be working with Ticketmaster, but they used to work with Ticketmaster. When they used to work with Ticketmaster, when you sign up, you should get a confirmation from Ticketmaster themselves telling you, okay, you're in. You can get it. You can fall in line and get a ticket during the pre-sale. Okay. So, but it has happened where some armies actually did not get in, even though they were a member, paying member of Weavers. That has already happened, just so you know. So you sign up, you fill up the form, do it as soon as you can, fill up the form, and then you wait for a confirmation on whether or not you got in. Some people got put into the waiting list. Crazy, right? You would think that if you are a paying member, you're supposed to get in. But remember, BTS has 30 million paying members. Well, yeah, I think 30 million paying members. Okay. So that's going to that so notification, the notification will contain a link. You'll sign up, wait for the notification from Ticketmaster or whoever they're partnering with that you actually got in. Okay. And then it's usually 38 million. Okay, usually region by region and local time. That's how the ticketing goes. Okay, if you would remember when it was the ticketing for J-Hope, the entirety of the US went on sale except for LA because there was a fire. Do you remember that? Okay. You want to go down, baby? You want to go down? Say bye bye to everybody. Say bye bye. Tell them I already graced you with my presence. I shall now go back to my bed. Okay. Say bye bye. Why are you being dramatic? Say bye bye to everybody. Okay. I need help with the form to fill out on Weavers. It's pretty easy. They'll ask you for your name, email, phone number, and then your uh, ID, ID number. Okay. 8 million over 30 happened in just about a month. Oh, wow. Okay. So I did all that and got in queue 3 times for Las Vegas concert and still couldn't get one little ticket. Oh my God, really? Ah, I feel so bad for you. Really? Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's usually region by region and then local time. So for example, um they do US first, right? For this is just an example. They might make US first available. So they'll do US first and then it's local time. They'll say 3 p.m. local time. So it is 3 p.m. EST, local 3 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. CST and whatever. So it's not happening all at the same time. Okay. Um, Seda said, when asking for the code, do you need to specify what concert date you plan to go to? No, 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 no. When you register, you don't specify what concert date you need to go to, that you want to go to. That's how they used to do it then. We don't know how they're going to be doing it now. It could change. So I'm just talking historical. Before, they don't ask you for when, where do you plan to go, or what day you plan to go. They just ask you for your excuse me, for your code. Okay. So it's usually local time. So it's not happening all at the same time. The advantage is that it doesn't overwhelm their system because they used to crash. I showed you that video of the Ticketmaster CEO saying that there were 1 billion people trying to get tickets when it was BTS. I showed that to you. It came from his mouth, not mine. Okay. So they're going to avoid that because some people would, of course, only go, at least some of them will only go to their own city. They're not going to travel because they can't afford it or whatever, for whatever reason. So at least you're weeding out those people. There would be less people. However, then for people like me who would be traveling, who would actually go to more than one state or one city, then I will go to, so for example, if there is Allegiant and then there is New York, I might sign up in Allegiant and then also sign up for New York. So it might offset the people that are not going to buy tickets in another city. It's going to it will just offset what you're losing because others will be willing to travel. And then some people, if they don't get tickets in their first venue, for example, if they do New York first, they didn't get the kind of ticket that they want, they're going to do it again. They're going to line up again for LA. They might get better tickets there. So I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know. Okay. But hey, for BTS tickets, it's everyone for themselves. True. This is war. I'm telling you, this is war. It's like you have never seen before. It is. You're not going to believe. Everybody is on theirs at the edge of their seat. Everybody's cranky. Everybody's on leave. Those that are working, they will file for a vacation so that they can wait as soon as the queuing opens. They hit that. Oh my god, you won't believe. You're honestly, you're not going to believe the kind of, this is going to be Hunger Games in real life. Okay, the only time we are not friends, correct. Okay. All right. So tips. Someone asked me this, can you use the same ID number in two different devices? I do not suggest that. I don't suggest. So don't just get another one if you want. But I don't suggest using the same ID number for on two different computers. Just do separate accounts. That's the best way for you to go. And then make sure that your CC is saved and verified in Ticketmaster or whatever partner they have. Make sure that it is verified and it is saved because you will not have the time to actually enter, and make sure that you have enough money, enough space in your credit card, because you will not have the time to enter the information. If you take that long, you're going to lose your ticket. I guarantee you. So make sure that your credit card is saved. Will you get booted if your screen goes to sleep? Because your system goes to sleep if your screen goes to sleep. So taking that ticket buying day off work is a good idea. It's best if you get together in a group to try for tickets. Usually try with my kid and my niece. Okay. So I remember the when I was trying to get tickets for Love Yourself. I don't think it was a work day because I remember going to the office. I went to the office because the internet was faster and nobody was going to be there. And so all that bandwidth is going to be mine. So I told my boss, I'm going to be here on Sat. There was no work. I remember that. I can't believe the date. I can't not believe the date, but I can't remember the date. But I remember telling my boss, I'm going to be here like tomorrow. Um, and he was like, "There's no work." I said, I don't care. I'm going to be here because I need the bandwidth. I need to be very, very fast. I can't afford any kind of delay or whatever. And that's what I did. And I did get good tickets then. Okay. All right. Do not refresh once you go on queue. Do not ever refresh. Don't ever do that. Okay. If you can buy the max that you can, the way that you keep it out of scalpers' hands. Yes. Okay. So members first for Ticketmaster might send you new rules such as resell at no only cost, ID requirements, whatever. We don't know what kind of rules they're going to be implementing. This is a new era. So just watch for whatever rule the Ticketmaster or whoever they're going to be partnering with will be sending out. Okay, expect that. Yes. Different era, different time. And then if you have the financial capability, buy the maximum number of tickets allowed if you get good seats. So you always have to think about the possibility that you won't be able to resell it, right? I think you will be able to resell it, but you have to entertain that possibility. So what if nobody buys your tickets, right? So only do this if you absolutely are sure you have the financial capability and you're okay not to get it resold. But usually if you get like good tickets, buy the maximum if they allow you 4 by 4. That way, especially for our community in Patreon, for those that won't be able to get a ticket, then you can offer it there. So, we have a pretty good like track record in our Patreon. Like all the tickets that we posted for J Hope and for Jin were sold. So some people in Patreon really just don't have the capacity to buy because their internet is slow or they're not very good in technology and whatever. So only if you have the financial capability, buy the maximum number of tickets. Okay. Now, even if, for example, even if in Ticketmaster, the artist has the option to not allow the resale of the ticket at a higher price. They will cap it at cost. So if you buy a ticket, you can only resell it at cost. They can do it that way. But they have no control over third party platforms like StubHub, for example. Ticketmaster will only control their own platform, but not StubHub or something else. So keep that in mind. Okay. Anyone else trying to barricade or VIP? I am gonna try. My this is personally, this is what I do. Whatever I can get my hands on the first time I click, I just buy it, no matter what it is. So I'm set at the best possible seat. So I'm not set at the cheapest. In Ticketmaster, you can set your priority, right? The cheapest or the best possible seat. So my setting is at the best possible seat. And so whatever I get my hands on, I get that, I buy it right away. And then I just try again. At least I have tickets. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. So I will definitely try for VIP. I'm going to try for barricade. If I don't get it, I'm okay. I just want to be able to buy a ticket. Just want to buy their concert. And we've already extensively discussed um, the um, the suites, right? How expensive it's going to be. So I still plan to get a suite if I can afford it. If I can't, then I'm going to join somebody else's suite. I'm not particular that it has to be my suite. So if there's anyone who can afford it and then I'll do that. Okay. Can you set for VIP on Ticketmaster? You can set for the best possible. Yes. Yes, the answer is yes. But I'm also looking for the best seat. So for this tour, I may change the strategy and grab whatever I can. That's my strategy. Grab whatever I can first, and then um and then just try for a better one if it's not good enough. Okay. Um okay. So questions before I proceed. Army book accommodations and airline tickets first, even with no concert tickets yet. Yeah. So for a lot of hotels, you can actually book the hotel and then cancel later. There's a lot of hotels you can book way in advance and then not have any kind of penalty for as long as you cancel like 24 hours before, 48 hours before. So I would usually just book. Like if I want to go to Vegas, if I'm looking for a ticket in Vegas, I'll just book right away. As soon as they announce, I book right away. Um, and what I plan to do is book two. And then whoever needs it later, I'll hold it until the very last minute. I have to let it go without penalty. And then if later on someone says, hey, I need that, then I can just pass it on to them. Yeah. So as soon as I hear, and then if I have plans, like for this one, if they announce Wembley, I definitely plan to go to Wembley to London to watch. So as soon as they announce the date, I know the date. I don't know the date. I have an approximate of the date. Then I will book. Yeah. Okay. Two Ticketmaster accounts and two ID numbers. Correct. What do you think the cheapest ticket cost is going to be? Probably 150, 250. They might do the limited view for lower just to get armies to give armies a chance to watch. To get a refundable room in London, it costs about 300. Okay. What hotel do you recommend in Vegas? So for Allegiant, which I think is where they're going to do it, there's a hotel attached to it. If you can get that. Because you'll just have to walk. Like you literally you go down to the ground floor, exit, go to the next door, and then you're in Allegiant. So if you can get that. Um, if you cannot get that, there are, but it's one of those, 5-star hotels. And then, if you cannot get that, there are hotels around it, which is also walking distance, about 5-10 minutes. If you cannot get that hotel attached to Allegiant, just go around that um, area. Now, the one thing good about Vegas is that the city is designed for things like this, right? It is designed for this. So walking from your hotel to Allegiant is not a problem because it's safer because police officers will be all around the area. Um, at night, it's not so bad if it's going to be this. Oh my gosh, the summers. But yeah, that it's. I'm not so worried about um Vegas because the city is designed for that. I'm more worried about like LA, New York. New York not so much, but more LA. What hotel do you recommend for New York? I'll create a guide for this, all the hotels and stuff, including Wembley. What is the price for VIP? My guess is 2 grand, right around. That's my guess. 2 ground, right around. Okay. Um, what hotel do you recommend in Vegas? Yeah, so I answer that. Is it advisable to have multiple accounts on Ticketmaster? You can, for as long as, those are two separate cards, two separate people operating it. Yeah, you can. You can have two separate accounts. Um, okay, the thought of Vegas in the summer makes me sweat, but I'd still try to get ticket. I would still try. Yeah, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I mean, I was there one summer and it was like 8 p.m. and it was 90 degrees. And you know how I am with the heat, right? So, oh my God, I hate it. But anything for BTS. Okay. Someone told me that VIP ticket is still general admission and they wait in line for days. Is this true? No. A VIP ticket is non-transferable. If they got that ticket from somebody else, they will not get the benefits of VIP tickets. It's so hot in Vegas. The last time I was there was 102, 11 during the summer. It is, yeah, nah. But I'll do anything for BTS. I might stay in my hotel for the entire time and not go anywhere until the concert, but I will go. Okay. Any other question before I proceed with the next topic? Nothing else? Okay. So this is just a warning. And as you can see, it's already happening, right? This comeback of BTS, everyone is waiting for it. What do you get for VIP tickets? Usually, of course, you get your separate entrance and then you get your sound check. I don't know if BTS is going to do the send off. J Hope did that. Jin did that. But yeah, those are some of the privileges. And then you get like a pocket, like a gift, a set of gifts they give you. Okay. All right. Need separate cell numbers for the separate ticket account. Correct. Separate cell numbers. Okay. So this is already happening. So just a warning because I always say that, as armies, you need to be very conscious about how powerful you are. You do have an influence. You just don't know it, but you have an influence. And a lot of and armies have actually made a lot of other people's career, and most of the time we're not even aware we're doing that. So for 2026 there's going to be a lot of comebacks, and this is some of them. So I know that a lot of armies are like already protesting this, like, you've you've done so much. There's like 4 years of no BTS. Why are you making a comeback now? It does not matter at this stage. It's not like we can change their minds. They have a strategy, they are implementing the strategy, and they're sticking to it. Okay. So um everybody in and their dog will be making a comeback right around the same time. Expect that. And there's absolutely nothing you can do to change that. Okay, they're going to do it no matter how angry you are. Now, many of these groups and many of these artists are actually friends of BTS. Okay. Their fans are not. So don't go after the group and don't go after the fans. Just ignore. Do not engage. When they post, they're going to be rage baiting. They're going to be spreading a lot of lies. Do not engage because what they want is your attention. What they want is for armies to hype the name of their idols. Do not mention them. Don't give them any kind of engagement. I've already told you there is this celebrity who made the top 5 of brand reputation ranking for the first time in that person's career. And that person has been in the industry for I don't know how long, 4 or 5 years, I'm not sure. For the first time, made it into the top 5 just because the name of that person have been constantly mentioned by armies with BTS. Okay, that's what they want from you. And the engagement that armies are giving aren't friendly. They actually don't like that person, but they keep on mentioning that person because they don't like that person. Or at least they don't like that person being attached to the name of a BTS member, but they are mentioning it nonetheless. As a result, top 5 in brand reputation ranking for the very first time in that person's career. They want you to do the same for their groups. They want your engagement, they want your promotion. If they can position their idols, their groups, as a competition of BTS, it's going to be good for them because some people hate BTS so much, they're going to support anybody who's going to go up against BTS. So that is their trick. They're not trying to capture armies, they're trying to capture those who hate BTS so that they can get the support. And if they can frame their idols or their groups to be a competitor of BTS, better, because then the media will bite it, because the media is always looking for salacious headlines, for something to talk about. And if they can say, hey, this group is actually a competition of BTS, that's good for their newspaper. People are going to read it, and it is going to come from you. So do not engage. Don't give them your engagement, your clicks, your attention. Let them go. We have a lot of things to do. Okay, don't engage. Um, Again, I repeat, someone made it to the top 5 of brand reputation ranking for the first time of that person's career. BTS brand should only benefit BTS, nobody else. Nobody else. They are going to spread all sorts of information and they're going to make it extreme, very extreme. Some are even criminal, and they know that it is not true. It's not going to stop them. They know it's not true. Making Telling them it is not true is not going to stop them because they already know it's not true. They're going to still do it because they want your engagement. If they're not getting it by saying my group is better, my group is selling more, my group did this, and my group, if they're not getting any engagement from you with that, they're going to make it worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Okay. Okay? Stop engaging. Okay. Next, if they spread lies, this is the best way to do it. Like, for example, if they're spreading something criminal, absolutely criminal, not right, tell a content creator. Number one, you have to report to Big Hit and Hype. So that is always the first move. Report it. Screen cap your entire screen and then report. Next, if they spread lies, tell a content creator you trust to create a video or content that will correct that misinformation being spread without mentioning anyone else. For example, if someone says the best selling cupcake is Crinkles, whatever. The best selling cupcake is from Crinkles, right? And that is not true because the best selling cupcake is, I don't know. What is the best selling cupcake? James Bond cupcake, for example. So you tell the content creator, hey, you're gonna have to correct this because it's not true. So the content creator can come up with all those materials in the video and support it with data, and then use their influence to spread the right information. And then we, as armies, will then support that content creator so that the right information will spread. Always remember, we have the advantage of numbers. All of them put together is not half of the power of armies. So if we will just band together, sprinkles just closed. So if we will just band together and support the right kind of information, it's going to spread. So don't engage if you see something that is a lie, especially if it is criminal. Report to Hype. That is the first one. Screen cap, screen record everything that you need to do. Tell a content creator, and then that content creator is going to create a content that will correct the misinformation, and we're going to support that content creator. Okay. So content creators are always looking for new topics to talk about. If you give them tips, they will support it. Especially they will make it, especially if they know that they are going to be supported. So don't just ignore. It is not enough. You have to report, mute, and block. Okay. So report first, report the account, mute the account, and then block. Ignoring it is not enough because if you ignore it, it's still in your feed. They're still getting the engagement. So the only way to stop them is by making them irrelevant. Any other way won't stop them. They know that they're spreading lies. Always remember that. They know what they're saying is true. They know that what they're saying, even if it is criminal, they know it is not true, but they are still doing it. Proving them wrong will not stop them because they already know they're wrong in the first place. Okay. Just remembering the ticketing. Now, for Western media, as you know, Western media is getting their information from armies. So don't, just because it is New York Times or LA Times or whatever, does not make it automatically a great article. So be conscious of what it is that you are supporting. Read first or ask someone if they can give you a screen cap. Hi, Mac from the Philippines. Magandang umaga. I said good morning. So check who the writer is of that article and do a quick search of their past posts or articles, or you can ask somebody else, like, is this a good resource person? Like, this reporter wrote something, is that before I support or whatever? Ask a content creator. We can check them for you. Okay. That is it. Do you have questions? So all BTS for 2 hours. Like the video. Yeah, like the video. I posted a video this morning just going through some of the hints that I think I got. I think RM is the one that's giving the most amount of hints. In his live with Jimin, he did say a lot. I think I may be wrong, but I think he said a lot. He dropped a lot of clues. I'm actually getting it from the reaction of Jimin, because sometimes he would say something and Jimin would just look at him as like, "Are you crazy? Why are you doing that?" So watch that video. But I think like AI. I think you're a good guy. What is living? Maestro that that controls the storm or something like that. AI, they mentioned again. They talked about it again during the group live stream in Christmas. So I think that there's something there. Um, yeah, and then of course, remember he posted something like "No G, no B" on his IG. Sun is definitely there. I don't know what it is. Maybe there are three versions of the album instead of four this time because there are three circles. Although if you put the if you put the two circles together, there are four like holes or something. So it could be four versions. They've always had four versions, but they could change that. Um, yeah, I think those circles are three missing links. So the three missing links also appeared. He did post it. RM posted it on his social media as well. So the three missing links could be that, but usually they use the same symbol or letter for multiple meanings. It's not just one. So I mean, I would encourage like those content. I would like encourage everybody to engage with them, even if it is just for you to say like, "Hey, this is a great theory." uh just because it is a conversation around their art. That is what they're putting out there so that we can have a conversation. But any like insider information, I'm not interested. The only insider information I will be listening to is from BTS themselves or official content. I mean, sure, maybe if P Dog posts, I'll be interested. He's someone that I trust. He's been with BTS for such a long time. But even he's not posting. But the ones that they put out, like content that they actually put out, that is something that we can consume and talk about and speculate about. First long as it's within the limit of what they are putting out. Okay. I didn't catch that timestamp. Okay. Good night. Okay. So I can have about like 3 minutes left. Do you have questions? What a spoiler he gave. Yes, what a spoiler. Yeah, so I was gonna talk about that here. So this is the installation from another angle. Beautiful, right? So this is the postcard that they sent. I did play around with it. So I one of the things that I noticed is that the edges of the circle is actually not sharp in some of them. So as you can see, like there's like in some it is sharp, in some it is not. So maybe if you put them together, it forms something. Like if there is an army who can do like a video edit, it might form something if you put them circular or something like that. So that's one. And then it does spell BTS. If you put them together, that you can actually find BTS there. And I think the title of the album is actually BTS. It can also spell one. So let's see. But I think if you look at it, it can actually spell one. Definitely AI. He mentioned something about that. RM in his live stream with Jimin, he said like, I thought when he told Jimin, your I thought they put your voice through AI. He said something like that. And Jimin just looked at him like, what the hell are you dude? So I thought, yeah, that's kind of a weird reaction. And then they talked about AI again in their live stream as a group in Christmas. That's why I think it is an actual clue. AI is an actual clue. It was actually after the AI remark that Jimin said we should stop talking about the album because things are slipping out. Like that's what did you make a that you like did you whatever. But it was AI or something. And then Jimin's reaction was like, and then here they talked about AI again. And this was part of the conversation. This is not the whole conversation, but this is part of the conversation. So these days, the trend is about how to effectively take over and make the best use of AI or something like that. It is hello. It could also be hello. It could also be new because RM actually said that pretty straightforward in his live stream with Jimin. They were talking about someone asked the concept of the album, and he said that the new BTS's new album. He said BTS's new album, and he said that's our album. That's the theme of the album, new. And then Jimin was like, "What? Oh my god!" Just like that was. I'm always looking at Jimin's reaction because he kind of can tell. Um, so And then at some point, he also, when Jimin was talking about how good Taeyong's voice sounded in this album, looked at him and said, "I thought you're a good guy." And Jimin was like, "What?" So I thought maybe that's a spoiler. And then he said it twice. RM said it twice. "I thought you're a good guy." He said that twice. So maybe that's also a spoiler. And then they when they were talking about the hair of Jimin, Sage, thank you so much. Video game controller throws a face at tantrum in between the words rage quit. Thank you, Sage. Okay, so he also said maestro, who commands a typhoon. So maybe something about maestro, or maybe something about commanding the typhoon or commanding the weather or something like that. He also dropped that. There were so many spoilers. And then he also, out of the blue, they were talking, and then they were about to end the live stream. And then before they danced, RM said, like, "What is living, Jimin? Like, what is living?" And then Jimin was like, "I don't know. I don't know." So maybe that's also a clue. That's also a hint. And then he, which is the sun. This is how you spell it. Uh, and then this is the spelling in Korean Hangul. He. And then you can form it in the three dots, using the three dots. And then during the live stream, as you know, Jin was actually talking about, like, "Hello, hello." He kept on saying hello to everybody. So it could be another song, or he could just be pertaining to the he, which is the sun. Okay. Um, and then towards the end of that live stream, in this live stream, instead of saying, "Okay, say thank you," because they usually say thank you at the end, what everyone was saying is that, "Okay, everyone say hello." So it could be, again, it could be a different song that's titled Hello, or it could be He. They were just pertaining to He. And also, Jimin, during that conversation, during their walk, at some point, Jimin was like, "The sun is reminding me about that song. I want to hum it. I want to sing it." And then Jin said, "You have to shut up." Now, in the live stream, during the live stream, I guess AI missed what Jimin was saying, so it wasn't translated. But I kind of understand a little, very little of Korean, and also some translators, army translators, translated it, and he did say something like that. And then Jungkook and V were like, "Oh, it's so pretty, like it's about to the sun is about to set. I don't know, I don't know." They kept on saying that line over and over again, so it could be lines from the song. Okay. So, and then Jimin actually said the sun is setting today, and he posted it exactly at 3:20, I believe. So we missed that. But the lines is also in the flag of South Korea, and one of the the third circle is, it actually stands for the sun. It symbolizes the sun. And then the other symbolizes the heaven. The second circle symbolizes the heaven. So there's a lot. So if you want to watch that video, I went through some more clues in there, some more hints that I think they dropped. And then I am going to rewatch two more videos, because I think they also dropped some more stuff, specifically during the live stream, the group live stream. I think they dropped some clues there. The um, I like your short on this, Fairlane. Yeah, okay. I will actually split this into shorts. I'm doing more shorts on YouTube and also TikTok. So please follow me on TikTok as well. It's just Asian EAC, and also on Instagram. I created an official account on Instagram where I post the shorts. Also Asian entertainment and culture, because Asian EAC is taken in Instagram. Okay, so please like the video, and thank you very much for being here. I always love spending time with you. I will see you on Wednesday, and hopefully the kids are so quiet. I don't know if you have noticed, but they're so quiet. They haven't been saying anything since they've dropped the announcement. So I'm guessing that they are gearing up for something, and then at some point they're gonna do something surprising or whatever. So let's wait for that. Okay, thank you everybody. Bye.